see what comments get the highest ratings. It'll be the ones that are the most malicious towards me, because the idea is to hate on Gary, you know. So regardless of what the subject is, that ends up being the conversation, and then somebody will inevitably defend me. And so now the whole comment thread begins. Now we end up with an argument about Gary and his life or all this other kind of bullshit that really had nothing to do with the video. And that's happening on other people's comment boards. So I'm just saying that that's the, yeah, once it starts, it's just so hard to undo it. And it is, people, like, even if people don't like that kind of talk, they'll end up rating it just because it's what they want to say. You know what I mean? They want to take a shot at me, and it's so easy to do. All they have to do is hit that little thumbs up button.
Yeah, so I haven't come up with a solution, whether it's friends only or whether it's ranking comments or whether it's just letting it be a free for all, shit throwing fest. I don't know. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't see much value in it anyway. It's like the comments section. If I added up my 3 years on YouTube, how many times I've been persuaded by a comment, or a comment really engaged my brain. I mean, what are we talking? A dozen times, maybe. So you can't do much with this 500 characters of text, but do the simplistic, you know, cheap argument tactic kind of stuff. So in a lot of ways, it doesn't have much value. So I mean, I just gotta learn just to ignore it. That's what I'm trying to do.
Well, that's why
Would it be possible?
open. Yeah, go ahead.
Would it be possible to get all the people that are aware of your website from YouTube and create your own website where you're the domain master and funnel all the people that actually are interested in what you're saying to that place? It's completely separate from YouTube. It's you're your own internet entity, your own website. Can you just do that?
Yeah, well, I am doing that. If you go to donotgod.com, you'll you'll see it. Um, yeah, so yeah, that's what I am doing. And I did have comments on that, on each video I posted on my website. I'd have open comments, and this, the same thing happened. It's the haters showed up, and then even some of them will keep trying to break the software. They keep trying to post code that'll fuck with the software and break it, and it's like they're just such petty little weasels. And so I've actually had to block a couple of people's IP addresses, because they just seem insistent on trying to break the website. And you're like, well, what the fuck is this? You're fighting my suppression of your free speech by trying to destroy a website? I mean, how does that make any sense, you moron? Well, these people are beyond reasoning with anyway.
Wow. I almost hate to say this, Gary, but I'm just throw it out there. I commented on it earlier in the chat room below, but I mean, do you think maybe it's possible you made some powerful enemies, son?
Yeah, well, it may be possible. I don't know about powerful ones. I don't think the army I'm fighting has got any Arnold Schwarzeneggers in it. Um, so yeah, but yeah, look, yeah, okay, you can make, you want to make a lot of enemies, just make a video talking shit about the amazing atheist. Make a whole bunch right there. A bunch of 13-year-old fat kids will be all offended.
Oh, I'm with you there, man. I can't stand that guy. Uh, no, but I was thinking, that shit that happened with that judge in Texas. I mean, and they put you on a watch list. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'd like to think that our government isn't as stupid and petty as that, but I mean, you think, I don't know. Maybe I'm
Oh,
just
they're stupider and pettier. There's no low they won't go to. So yeah, I mean, don't be surprised if you read about, me running a cocaine, international cocaine ring from my home here. I have no doubt that, I mean, they can do anything they want. They can fuck with me, and yeah, that's a dangerous position to be in. But yeah, they're just this, I tell you the truth, I am surprised though, just how low the character is of the average politician. They really are the scum of the earth. I mean, the average judge is not an honorable man. and that's a sad, pitiful truth.
Oh, I mean, Jesus, you're preaching to the choir, man. I mean, I look at two of the representatives that, and I don't even like politics, but I look at two. Connecticut, let me just cut to the chase. Connecticut's got to be the most corrupt fucking state in the nation. I mean, fucking Barney Frank and Christopher Dodd. I mean, and I'm not even talking about their personal habits. I'm talking about what they did to this country. Just unbelievable. Each one sits respectively, one on the House Banking Committee, other on the Senate Finance Committee, and the shit that they've pulled over the years, it's just I can't even go into it. But yeah, anyway, I'm just strongly, uh, violently in agreement with that. They're just scum of the earth.
Yeah, well, Barney Frank was a weird one for me. I mean, I actually had some respect for him in the past. Before the last 4 years or so, he seemed to make pretty. He could make a good argument. He's a pretty good debater, and he made cogent arguments. But yeah, I mean, the shit he's been fucking around with this whole bailout crap and everything else is just like, what the fuck? Uh, you know, we now own, the federal government owns, whatever it is, $5 trillion in shit mortgages, and we gave all those people all their money. I mean, we gave them $1 for every dollar, and we're holding paper that we're going to get 10 cents on the dollar for. I mean, it's an incredible ripoff, and he just went right along with that shit.
Yeah, well, I
Hey,
mean,
I just can I
go
say
ahead.
something, please, just real quick? Thanks. I just watched that video on your site. Now I got asked the question. That's legit? You were actually on the news?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was in Houston, but Houston's got a couple million people in it, so But yeah, it was on Fox News.
All right, so yeah, you got to tell us what's going on with the case. Are you on some watch list now?
Yeah, well, it doesn't bother me any. I don't have secret phone calls or anything, so let them watch me all they want. Um, I'm an honest guy. Uh, but yeah, no, well, the case is back in the appeals court. So because the next judge was just as fucking insane as the last one, and so you know, we'll do it again.
I thought it was the first thing that came to mind when I started watching the video is I've seen your videos before, and you like to swear sometimes, but not all the time. Don't you think that they kind of cherry picked your videos just to kind of, frame your character in a certain way?
Oh, sure. I mean, they picked the right video to do it with because, yeah, I was really pissed off. I mean, this judge was way out of line. And, yeah, they could have showed more of that. They could have just pointed out that I won a federal appeal. I mean, I went to the federal appeals court and I won. Pro se's do not win appeals. All right? I mean, that only happens, once every 10 fucking years. And they could have said that in the goddamn story. And that Judge Hittner had to recuse himself because he knew he was out of fucking line. Way the fuck out of line. But they didn't do that. I mean, I knew they were going to hatchet me when the guy was interviewing me, so it was no problem because I knew they were going to make me out to be the Looney Tune. That's why but at least they did quote me. I mean, I said right to him, I said, I'm not the wacko. And I said that I said that to the Fox reporter. That was the first sentence that came out of my mouth. I said, I know what you're going to do here with this story, but I'm not the wacko in this case. That was the first thing I said to him.
All right, so I don't understand exactly. You got to give me more information. Get me up to speed here. What is it about? Is it DMC complaints? Is it harassment? What is the lawsuit?
Ah, Natilla. Yay. Oh, I have something for you. Yeah, I have to find the link. Um, yeah, yeah. Well, it's about the Joneser thing. I don't know if you remember all that crap, but them making videos with my content, and they'd put tassels on my nipples and swastikas on my head and all that kind of crap. So I sued the fuckers. I DMCA'd them and I followed the law and I filed a lawsuit. And so this stupid Judge Hittner fucker, um, throws the case out because I won't go to Texas, for a stupid 15-minute hearing. And, which you can't do. I mean, they have teleconferences all the time. And, so anyway, we had the one teleconference. He says, I have to come to Texas. I said, I can't come to Texas, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I went to an appeals court. I won the appeal. And then he tried to do the same thing again. So after the appeals court said you can't do that, he tried to do exactly the same thing again and kill the case. And that's when I made this video, and I just pointed out this guy's out of his fucking mind. He can't do that. And, and I was basically saying, if the appeals court can hear me, you better let this guy know that he's violating your decision. And so, anyway,
One-way ticket to nowhere! Hold it! Heavy metal! No!
God, that is so fail. The butt is interesting though, but really, we don't need that shit. Thank you. Keep your mic off. You can play all the games you want, asshole. So anyway, I won the appeal. Hittner had to recuse himself. I got a new judge. She played some games, blah, blah, blah. Been messing around for 6 months. And then she finally did the same thing. She was basically threw out the case on a technicality, which is just totally outrageous. And so, I should have no problem winning the second appeal, and which will be unprecedented. Somebody winning 2 appeals on the same case. And we'll see where it goes from there. But
all right, so what's the goal?
Nothing has been, no evidence in the case has been dealt with. Not the issues of fair use haven't been dealt with. Nothing that matters to the case. So after 2 years, absolutely nothing has been accomplished, which is just amazing. I mean, it's just a useless legal system. I'm just asking the judge to fucking define fair use, and they won't do it because they don't like me.
Yeah, but in that Fox video, as memory serves, there was a point where I don't know if it was an FBI guy, with some suit was saying, "Oh yeah, we've definitely got this guy on a watch list. You can count on that." I think that was towards the end of the video, right?
Yeah, well, that's how the story got started. Was apparently some guy in the FBI informed Fox News, some guy who gives them, informant guy, and gave them a heads up that I had been put on the list. And so Fox News knew for a fact I was on the list. And then they interviewed the judge, and that's how so the whole thing was initiated by the FBI telling, not the FBI, the Marshal, whatever they called them, U.S. Marshal Service, informed Fox that I was on the list, and that's how the whole story got initiated by Fox. So it wasn't like they went to the story from the bottom up, they went from the top down.
Yeah, is it a case of slander and defamation from these guys that did that whole Nazi thing to you?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the case. Obviously, it's built on first the premises is that it's a copyright violation. That, not only are they slandering me, but they're slandering my own material. So they're basically stealing my property. They're stealing my knife to stab me in the head with it. And they have to have their own, if they're going to stab me in the head, they have to use it with their own knife. They can't use my knife. That's basically the kind of argument I'm making, is that first it's a copyright violation to steal my material when you have that as your intent. That's not covered under fair use. Fair use means you can intend to argue with somebody, you can intend to even make fun if you do it in the right way, but you can't intend to slander or misrepresent. So as soon as you start lying about somebody, and you're doing it using their content, you've broken the law, because that's no longer fair use. Fair use is not going to cover your right to lie.
Well, I mean, it seems like that's what Fox News was doing, because they were making you out in this